Hello, and welcome to Tales Fluency. This channel helps you learn English through stories. Today, we will talk about a famous person in history, Adolf Hitler. His story is important, but we will tell it in easy English, so you can practice listening and learning new words. In this story, we will talk about his early life, his time in the army, how he became a leader, and how his actions changed the world. We will use simple words to help you understand and learn English. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. Let's start with the first part of Adolf Hitler's life. Let's start with Adolf Hitler's early life. He was born on April the 20th, 1889, in a country called Austria. His family was not very rich. He had a father, mother, and brothers and sisters. Hitler didn't have a good relationship with his father. His father was strict and wanted him to be a businessman. But Hitler didn't want that. When he was young, he liked art. He wanted to be an artist. So, he went to a school to learn how to paint. But he wasn't a good student. He failed to get into the art school in Vienna, the capital city of Austria. This made him very sad. He didn't have money, and he lived alone in Vienna. It was a difficult time for him. In Vienna, he also saw many people from different countries. He began to feel angry about some of the ideas he saw, and this started to change his thoughts. But for now, let's remember that Adolf Hitler's early life was full of problems. He was not happy with his family or his life in Vienna. After some difficult years in Vienna, Adolf Hitler's life started to change. In 1914, a big war started in Europe. This was World War I. Hitler decided to join the German army. He wanted to help fight for Germany. In the army, Hitler became a soldier. He wasn't a high officer, but he was very brave. He fought in many battles. During the war, Hitler was injured twice. He was hurt by a bomb, and it made him blind in one eye for a short time. The war was very hard for Hitler. Many soldiers died, and many people suffered. Germany lost the war in 1918, and this made Hitler very angry. He couldn't understand why Germany lost. He was sad and upset. And this experience changed his life forever. After the war, Hitler returned to Germany. He was very unhappy with how things were in the country. Many people in Germany were poor, and the government was weak. Hitler wanted to make Germany strong again. In 1920, Hitler joined a small political group called the Nazi Party. He was a good speaker, and he could make people listen to him. He began to talk about his ideas. He said that Germany needed to be strong, and he blamed other countries and certain groups of people for Germany's problems. Many people liked his ideas because they wanted change. By 1923, Hitler tried to take power by force. He tried to take over the government, but he failed. He was arrested and sent to prison. While he was in prison, he wrote a book called Mein Kampf, My Struggle. In this book, he wrote down his ideas about Germany and the world. He said that Germans should have more land, and that some people were better than others. These ideas were very dangerous, but many people believed them. After he got out of prison, Hitler worked hard to make the Nazi Party bigger. In 1933, he became Chancellor of Germany. This was a big job in the government. Now, Hitler had a lot of power. He promised to make Germany great again, and many people believed him. Soon, he started to change the country to follow his ideas. Once Hitler had more power, he started to do terrible things. He wanted to make Germany a country for only certain people. He believed that some people were better than others, and he thought that Jewish people were the enemy of Germany. In 1933, Hitler passed laws that made life harder for Jewish people. They were not allowed to work in many jobs, go to good schools, or live in certain areas. Hitler also hated other groups, like people with disabilities and those who did not agree with his ideas. By 1941, things got much worse. Hitler began to send millions of Jewish people to special places called concentration camps. In these camps, They were forced to work and were treated very badly. Many people died from hunger, disease, or because they were killed by the soldiers. This event is called the Holocaust, and it was one of the darkest times in history. The Holocaust caused great pain and suffering for many people. It is important to remember this terrible time, so that we can make sure it never happens again. Hitler's actions led to a terrible war called World War II. Many countries fought against Germany. The war lasted from 1939 to 1945. And millions of people died. Cities were destroyed. And many lives were lost because of Hitler's decisions. By 1945, Germany was losing the war. The Allied armies, including countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union, were getting closer to Germany. Hitler was living in a bunker, a small room underground, in the capital city, Berlin, in April 1945. As the end of the war came near, Hitler knew that Germany was going to lose. On April 30, 1945, Adolf Hitler died. He took his own life in the bunker. His death marked the end of his rule in Germany. After his death, Germany was divided into two parts. The country had to rebuild, and the world learned from the mistakes of the past. Hitler's life and the harm he caused are a reminder to us, all about the dangers of hatred and violence. Now, we have finished the story of Adolf Hitler. We learned about his early life, how he joined the army, how he became a leader, and the terrible things he did during his time in power. We also saw how his actions caused a lot of pain and suffering to many people in the world. It is important to learn about history, so we can understand the past and make sure we don't repeat the same mistakes. Even though Hitler's story is sad and difficult, it teaches us to be kind, respectful, and to stand up against hatred. Thank you for listening to this story. I hope you learned new English words and better understood this part of history. If you want to hear more stories and improve your English, please visit us again at Tales Fluency. Keep practicing and keep learning. Goodbye for now.